Hey, good evening, and welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Waterville City Council. There are agendas available on the table near the entrance or online at the city website. Consent agenda items are routine items which are voted on in one motion and vote. Unfinished or new business items are voted on separately. Councilors will be given an opportunity for questions or comments, followed by citizens who must speak at the podium and identify themselves. Citizens will be allowed to speak one time per agenda item for up to 3 minutes, and citizens who wish to speak on a topic that does not appear on tonight's agenda will have the opportunity to do so during the public comment section of the agenda for up to 3 minutes. All right, kicking us off tonight, we have a couple of public hearings. The first, Patty, do you want to read what these are, please? The first one?
Yes, the first is rescission of acceptance of provisions of Title 21A 696.2.c and 21A Section 722-A as governance of write-in votes.
Okay. I think it's probably best if people want to talk about the first, let's talk about open it up for the first one first. So if there are anyone here that has any comments, pro or con, for the recession or the rescission of the acceptance of provisions of 21A 692.2.c and 722A as a governance of our write-in votes? Now is your opportunity. The floor is yours. Anyone online?
No, sir.
Huh? Okay. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing for that one, and we will move on to the second one.
The second public hearing this evening is an amendment to the City Charter, Article 3, Section 1, Appointment of City Manager Qualifications.
Okay. All right. With that, I will open it up to the public. Anybody that wished to speak on this one? Mr. Roy. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, my name is Mike Roy. I live in Ward 4. I had the pleasure and the honor of working for 4 different municipalities in the 41 years that I spent in municipal government. I started in Fairfield, Vassarboro, Oakland, and spent my last 17 years working here. None of the towns I worked for, except Waterville, had a residency requirement. When I was in Fairfield, I spent 7 years there. I served as an assistant manager, so I wasn't the town manager. So technically, I wasn't, well, they didn't have a requirement. And I moved to Waterville 2 years into my tenure in Fairfield. They didn't have a problem with that. I was hired in Vassarboro soon after, worked there 10 years. They didn't have a residency requirement. I went to work for the town of Oakland as the manager for 11 years. They didn't have a residency requirement because during all that time, I continued to live in Waterville, which is my hometown. When I came to Waterville, obviously, I didn't have a problem with the residency thing. But I'm just here to plead with you, although I think most of you support the idea of removing that requirement that the manager live in the city. City manager doesn't approve the budget. City manager doesn't approve any ordinances. City manager doesn't approve anything that governs the way the city does its business. The council does that, and the manager works for the council. So that's what I was told in Vassarboro and in Oakland. You're here to manage and administer. You're not here to approve a budget. You're not here to adopt ordinances. You're here to manage what we want you to manage. And so I hope that that's a situation that Waterville will be under, is that you'll be able to hire someone, no matter where they're from, because you know that as a professional, they'll be here to do what you, the council, and the citizens want him or her to do. So I'd be glad to answer any questions. Like I said, I was just very, very glad to see that on the agenda.
Well, Mike, thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate, the words and the support. I mean, I can speak for myself. I mean, I think this is move in the right direction for us, absolutely. And I think that you're absolutely right. Like, it's up to the council to manage
Yeah.
the manager, and set the agenda. And, so, yes, I agree wholeheartedly with what you said, and I appreciate you coming and taking the time to say it tonight. So, thank you.
Good, all right. One last thing.
You bet.
I promised I wouldn't say anything, but even though he lives in Bar Harbor, I'd encourage you to keep this gentleman on.
We're trying, No. Awesome, thank you. Does anybody else have any comments with regard to the amendment change for the city manager qualifications? Anyone online? Okay. All right, with that, I will close the public hearing, and we will move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. First up, any disclosure of conflict of interest? Any counselors have any conflict of interest on any of the votes that they will take this evening? Seeing none, we shall move right along to the city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. The advertisement for the city manager's position was posted today on the city's website. That's also going to go on the ICMA newsletter, which is the International City Managers Association, the Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts Municipal Association websites. Applications will be due by September 30th, and the council will review applications the first week of October. The library will hold their Nosh and Knock Off, an immersive mystery event on Saturday, October 18th and 19th. It's the first time they're doing 2 performances. The mystery is called Dead as a Dormouse, and I'm mentioning that now because they usually sell out. So tickets are available on the library's website. The city's housing summit is September 18th at the Green Block with several panels of experts lined up, and you can sign up there at the city's website. Tax bills are not out yet. They were sent to the printer today, however. But if you want to see what your tax bill is, you can go to the city's website on the assessor's page. They have the commitment book all posted, so you can see what the bill is. And the assessor would like to remind permanent residents, again, of the homestead exemption program. If you've owned your property for 12 months, you're eligible for a $25,000 property tax exemption, which at the city's mill rate is $425. So go to the assessor's page on the city's website to fill out the one-page application. That's all I have, Mayor.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Okay, moving on to council comments or committee reports. Any members of the council have any committee reports or, yes, Councilor Hurd.
I just wondered if we might have more chairs for folks that are standing over here, so they're not having to stand the whole time. Do we have more chairs anywhere?
There may be some in the kitchen area.
Do you usually have this problem?
No. Sellout crowd.
There's an empty chair here, too. Sharon. Sharon, there's one.
Okay, thank you. All right, so back to committee reports. Any council or committee comments? Nothing. All right, I will open it up to public comments. Any member of the public that wishes to speak on an item that is not listed on the agenda will have the opportunity to do so now. I ask you to come to the podium and just tell us who you are and where you're from. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Sir, yes.
I'm from the trailer park in Waterville. I don't know if that's on the agenda. I didn't see it. Yeah.
It is, yeah,
Okay.
yes,
I'll sit back down.
okay. I'll let you know where we're at.
Looking.
No, that's fine.
Number 4, no business.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the other thing I do want to call out, we have some packed house tonight. Part of those is I want to introduce the members of the Waterville Youth Council that are here in attendance tonight. So if you could just stand up, we won't ask you to repeat your names and stuff. But this is our youth council for this year. Got a great group this year, looking for some exciting things. This is kind of their first meeting before they have to kind of sit up there and be in the spotlight, so to speak, just to kind of get an understanding as to what they're in for and so on and so forth. So, yeah, great. So welcome. All right, with that, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve a consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, and at this point, I'll also entertain a motion to read by title only.
Motion to read by title only.
Second.
And all those in favor? Wonderful, thank you. All right, moving right along to old business, Resolution 157, 2025.
Approve use of funds from the downtown TIF for paving the concourse.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Cornell, as I understand,
I've not heard anything from the people, so I would ask it be tabled till September 16th.
Motion to table till September 16th.
I'll second that.
okay, any discussion?
Yeah.
Seeing none, huh?
There was a second, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Perfect. No, yeah, it's just any
Well, yeah.
discussion. Okay, all those in favor? Wonderful, thank you very much. Moving on to Order 169, 2025.
Authorizing a referendum election to be held on November 4, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, Patty, can I get a roll call, please?
Counselor Gilly?
Yes.
Counselor DeBrito?
Yes.
Counselor Green?
Yes.
Counselor Krigbaum?
Yes.
Counselor Beal?
Yes.
Counselor Harard?
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor and 0 opposed.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to Ordinance 172, 2025.
Amend the Haynes Charity Fund Ordinance, Chapter 35.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? Any comments?
There's an amendment to this, right?
Seeing none. Patty, can I get a roll call, please?
One moment, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the amendment,
That is the amendment, so there's no further amendment.
not for this meeting.
Okay, thank you. My apologies. Counselor Gilly?
Yes.
Counselor DeBrito?
Yes.
Counselor Green?
Yes.
Counselor Krigbaum?
Yes.
Counselor Beal?
Yes.
Counselor Harard?
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor and 0 opposed.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, moving on to Ordinance 173, 2025.
Adopt a temporary moratorium on mobile home park lot rental increases.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right, and with that, we have a couple of things that we want to do. Potentially offer up a couple of amendments that came out, just simply updating the date in which this would be repealed. I would entertain a motion to make those changes, if,
Shall I read them for you?
please.
So we would be adding language that says, "This ordinance is repealed on April 20, 2026, or the effective date of any mobile home park lot rental stabilization ordinance adopted by the city, whichever first occurs. And the second amendment is the City of Waterville prohibits any lot rental increases before April 20, 2026, or the effective date of any mobile home lot rental stabilization ordinance adopted by the city, whichever first occurs.
Do we have a motion?
We need a motion, yeah.
Oh, I'll move that we adopt
Those amendments?
those two amendments.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none. Bill?
Just for clarification, Mayor, these two amendments would be, the first one read by the clerk is to Section 2D. The second one is an amendment to Section 2A, and in each instance, replacing the language that is there with the language which the city clerk read. And the reason, quite simply, is we just don't know when the model ordinance is actually going to be developed. We might need more time than the March 1st that was stated in the first reading of the ordinance.
Perfect. It makes perfect sense, when you sent it to us. So, yeah, okay, great. All right, with that, then I need a motion. Oh, no, we need a vote on that. Yeah, sorry.
On the amendment.
Yep. All those in favor? Thank you.
And now we can move it as amended?
Now, yes.
So moved?
Second.
Okay.
Okay. Now, with that, also, we had spoke, Bill, over the weekend. You asked about reading that into the thing. I think that's a great idea. Patty, would you mind reading this ordinance into the record for us this evening?
Certainly.
Thank you.
As amended.
So which sections, Bill? You said
2A and 2D
2A.
were changed.
and 2D. Okay. So temporary moratorium on mobile home park lot rental increases. 1, purpose. A, mobile home park lot rentals in Waterville are increasing rapidly, including a proposed 20% lot rental increase in mobile home parks to $600 per month effective October 1, 2025. This rent increase follows a 22% rent increase from the year before. B, such increases are beyond the financial means of many mobile home park lot renters. C, many mobile home park lot renters do not have the means or ability to move their mobile homes to alternate locations. D, with such lot rental increases, some lot renters will be evicted and may become homeless. E, to promote neighborhood and community stability, the city needs to adopt a mobile home lot rental stabilization ordinance, and there is sufficient time to adopt such an ordinance prior to the effective date of the proposed 20% mobile home lot rental increase. F, Title 10, Maine Revised Statutes Annotated, Section 9093B, requires the Office of Policy Innovation and the Future to develop a model rent stabilization ordinance for use by municipalities by December 31st, 2025. A, the City of Waterville prohibits any lot rental increases before April 20, 2026, or the effective date of any mobile home lot rental stabilization ordinance adopted by the city, whichever first occurs. B, violations of this ordinance shall be punishable as provided in Section 5-2.9 of the city ordinances. Each lot where a violation occurs shall be considered a separate violation. C, mobile home park lot rental increases scheduled to go into effect after the adoption of this temporary moratorium ordinance will be subject to regulation by any mobile home park rental stabilization ordinance adopted by the City of Waterville. D, this ordinance is repealed on August 20, 2026. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry, I said August, sorry. This ordinance is repealed on April 20, 2026, or the effective date of any mobile home park lot rental stabilization ordinance adopted by the city, whichever first occurs.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I'll do now, any counselor comments, concerns from where we left off the last meeting? Anyone from the public? Sir?
Good evening, folks. My name's Joe Lemieux. I live at what they call Punky Meadows, or part of Countryside Park. I appreciate this moratorium you guys are doing, but the original one had a statement down in there at the termination of the date of this. If we do not have the information from the state to do our ordinance, the council had the ability to extend it by vote, and I didn't hear that read in today's amendments.
The council,
Bill wants to.
it does not have to be stated for the council to be able to do that. If for some reason the state was late in providing us with a model ordinance and the council decided it was going to need more time, it would simply bring this matter back and amend the date.
Very
It has
good.
the power to do that.
So with that understanding,
Okay.
I'd like right now for all the people that live in Countryside Parks to stand up and show this support for this. Last meeting, we had 22 people show up. You got a standing ovation. Today, I got 32 people here. So to show you the importance of this, I'm going to put out some figures, maybe, which you don't need to know. But I think the majority of the people live in these trailer parks are in the lower end of the income of working people. Several of us are retirees on a fixed income. Several of us that are on a fixed income had to go take a second job to pay for these things. No, I just heard someone say 3 jobs.
Single mother.
I took-
with an autism child. 2
I,
jobs, no time for my children, nothing. It's horrible. We want time with our children. Retired and still have to work in order to pay my increases in my lot rent, the water and sewer that, I've lived in the park 40 years. And-
Folks,
Yeah.
if you would, let me finish, and every one of you have the opportunity to come up here and tell your horror stories with these increases. I'm going to give you some figures here. I went into Google. The average Social Security for the state of Maine is $1,860.64. That comes to approximately an increase of $607 for the year. Medicare is going up to $206.50, which is an increase of $21.58 a month. That's $258. So if you take the increase, round it out, $607 for Social Security, Medicare increase $258, leaves $349 increase in these folks' income for the year. If this lot rent increase goes ahead at $1,200 for the year, at the $100 a month they're talking, that's going to put the average Social Security person in arrears at $949. We all know the price of everything's going up. Eggs, the gas, the groceries, whatever. And just to give you an idea, I don't see anyone from 337 or RCM here defending their increases. According to the state of Maine license for this trailer park, there's 322 mobile homes in there. Some of them are rentals that C37 owns. And I'm going to give you a figure just based on a $600 increase. At that $100 increase, at $600 a month, they're going to pull in $193,200 a month, which comes out to $2.3 million a year. I heard a figure when the city did the reval on property that the older parks stayed the same on the values and went down. They did their expansion on what they call country park expansion. They bought double wides and single wides to put in there. They've had problems selling them because of the price of their lot rents. So they're renting these out. Their valuation went up by, they're gonna have to pay $50,000 in more taxes on that piece of property because they own them homes. The majority of us sitting here own our homes. And if you want figures on what it cost me to move my double wide, which is a newer home, was built in 2021, there are several homes in this park that you cannot move anymore because of their age. The state won't allow you. But I'll give you some figures. My wife and I, when this started, I went out looking to buy a decent 1-acre lot, $40,000, okay? If I got to put a slab in for a double wide, I'm talking $10,000 to $15,000. If there's no water or sewer available, I'm talking drill a well, $12,000 minimum. Depends on your perk test for your soil. A septic system can cost me anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. Okay? If I have to have a power run in, who knows? That CMP, the prices go up like crazy. So I figure it probably cost me $5,000. Now I'm going to tell you what, I can't open up my wallet and put out $80,000 to move my home.
Yeah.
We've heard comments about, why don't you just move? Well, that's not a viable solution. And in closing, I've been working with Representative Julia Cassidy on this, and I'd like to thank her for all her hard work. Diana here has been on our social media, and I've been the one that's been wearing out shoes going around trying to get signatures for this. So I do appreciate a vote of yes on this to help protect well over 1,000 people that live in that trailer park so we don't have to give up our homes. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a better evening than we're having now.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Sir, yes, you had.
I'm Jerry York. I was born and raised in Waterville. We moved away quite a few years. We lived down east where I taught for many years. And in 2012, we came back to Waterville. I'm partly retired. I teach a couple days a week, and I enjoy it. But looking at houses, there was no way we could afford to buy a house even then. But we got into the trailer park because a pastor of mine had a trailer that was reasonably priced. And we actually went homeless for a few months. And we were able to buy this trailer very reasonably. And the lot rent, we live in the Poolers Park off Grove Street. And it's probably the oldest park in the city. I don't know if the trailers in there are ancient. The one we bought, I think, was in 1964. And the lot rent back then was around $200. And the latest increase, it was bought out by a company out of Forest Hills, New York. And when we got the last letter that the rent was going up to $560 a month. We pay our own water and sewer. We do our own mowing, shoveling in the winter. They said they had to raise the rent to continue to provide the same superb service that they've always provided. Yeah. It took me over 2 years, and I complained nicely when I complained. There was a bad pothole right in the beginning of the road. It took I mentioned it to the management, and they said, we'll do it when the frost gets out of the ground. That was over 2 years ago. Somebody knocked my mailbox over. The park owns the posts. I reported it. They set it in a bucket of cement, said they'll come and set that in the ground when the frost is out of the ground. Over a year ago, it's still in a bucket. I called management about this last increase. If we pay on time, it's $560, but if we're 5 days late, it goes to $600. another $40. I called management and I said, I'd like to contact the owners directly, please. We can't give that information out. I did read an article in the Morning Sentinel a few months ago. After the fact, found out that the state was making provisions for people that lived in these parks to actually be able to purchase the park. Unfortunately, it sounds like, once it was sold, it's too late for us to be able to do that. But I work part-time. I get retirement. If I stop my job, we wouldn't be able to afford it. Not with, and it's an old park. There's been a lot of drainage problems. If you don't mow your lawn, they come and do it and charge you big time. And my wife loves mowing the grass. And it's not that big of an area, but she didn't do the backyard. So they came with their riding mower to mow it. And after getting stuck and wheels spinning in the mud and the water and everything that was back there, they gave up on it. We never got charged. I don't know, they just, every year or two, they're jumping the rent up. This time it was a very big increase. And my older daughter, she's giving up her trailer because she can't afford it. She ended up in the hospital and lost her job that she had started because she couldn't physically do it.
Yeah.
Thank God I can sit down on my job teaching music. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to go out there and work in a McDonald's or a supermarket. So, and I know other people that are giving up because they can't afford the high rent for their superb service.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. York. And, again, I think that's, we could probably speak to everybody here and hear similar stories. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're here ready tonight on, to take this second vote to put this, to put a pause on this so that we can go ahead and finish getting that language together so that we can, provide some relief for you at this point. So thank you very much for coming and saying what you did. Anyone online, any comments?
No.
Okay. With that, then, Patty, can I please, yes. Sorry, we have somebody else? Oh, I'm sorry, Counselor, please.
I have a question. I think this might be for Bill. So you mentioned that we can extend it. Is this something that would be extended indefinitely if we don't have language from the state? And my second question would be, are we required to have language from the state to proceed with an ordinance as a city?
The answer to the first question is no. The answer to the second question would be yes. In other words, you're not going to be able to extend something indefinitely, and we could separately adopt our own ordinance, and when we get the proposed model ordinance, we can certainly vary that to meet our needs. But since the state is working on this, and it's really a very new area, except for Old Orchard Beach, which has a 54-page ordinance, which I hope we can avoid, it seems prudent to let the people at the state develop a model, a framework that we can then look at and see how well that fits with the needs we have here in Waterville. But we could act independently.
Okay, thank you.
Could I make a quick note? Both my adult daughters are living with us currently. They have been trying to find an apartment or something around the city, and the rents have gone high. Cost of a house is, and I'm thinking, who makes that kind of money to get a $300,000-$400,000 mortgage?
I hear you. Okay.
Is there anybody here that represents any of the mobile home parks? Like management?
See none. So, all right. With that, Patty, can I please?
Can I ask a quick question?
You can.
I'm just curious, if this moratorium passes,
Yeah.
will RCM or C37 have to send us a new notice saying that this $600 increase will not have to go into effect?
That's a great question. I don't know what their responsibility would be.
We are not directing
Yeah.
them, telling them you have to send this type of a notice or that type of a notice. If this ordinance passes, then it is the law in the city of Waterville, and it stands on its own. It says the rent remains the same for a period of time to give us the opportunity to consider adopting a lot rent stabilization ordinance for mobile home parks. And we are looking forward to the state producing a model ordinance for us to consider, and then the city council will decide what it wishes to do when we get that.
One quick one, I understand what he's saying.
Okay. Nobody at home is getting any of this. Chad's going to yell at me. So please, but you just need to do it at the
I
microphone. I
understand what he's
apologize.
saying there.
Yeah.
But who's responsible if this passes tonight? Do I have to send a letter to C37 and RCM stating that they cannot increase our lot rent for the duration of this moratorium?
They have been provided with a copy of the proposed ordinance, and they were 2 weeks ago. Am I correct, Cornell?
Yes, so they know about it, and we'll send them an amended copy of what was passed by the council, if it passes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. That was
You're
my
welcome.
question.
Sir, please.
I have a question.
Yeah, just so they can hear you at home. And so.
My name's Leon Berry. I live in Ward 5,
Thank you, Leon.
and I've lived in that trailer park. I moved in there in '92. The lot rent was $125 a month. We left. We went back 13 years ago. It was $255. Now they want $600. But my question is, if you pass this, RCM is great about sending people eviction notices. If you pass this, they're going to end up sending us eviction notices. Who do we go to on that? RCM will send us eviction notices if we don't pay the increase. Even though you send them that moratorium, I can almost guarantee you they will. On my delinquency, I was $100 short one month. Instead of calling me and say, hey, you messed up on this month with your increase, they send me an eviction notice. They send you an eviction notice for everything. If you're $5 short or whatever, they will send you an eviction notice, and I can almost guarantee this council that they will send everybody in these parks an eviction notice.
And what good's the land gonna do then?
Yeah.
Or do they have
Looks like-
plans for?
I'm interested if,
Shut-
yeah, I'd like to hear what our solicitor has to say.
Okay. Section 2B of this ordinance, as written, states, violations of this ordinance shall be punishable as provided in Section 5-2.2.9 of city ordinances, and each lot where a violation occurs shall be considered a separate violation. So that actually this city could be taking the park owner to court if they attempted to impose a rent increase until we've had the opportunity to look at passing our own ordinance.
So
So they pay a fine and we still get kicked out?
No.
Making
No.
sure.
No. And part of your question was, from on an individual basis, what might lot owners need to do if they have some type of confrontation, legal confrontation with the park owner? An excellent resource for that is Pine Tree Legal. They specialize in rental problems, and that would be somebody I would consider contacting if a problem were to develop.
okay, but if I get an eviction notice, I just bring it to the city and say, here, this is what they're doing. Do I notify you of that?
You call me
I'll call
Cassie.
Kathy. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Right, I mean, if I can just add.
You please.
An eviction notice is not necessarily legal, right? I mean, this is the point. So it's important for you, like Representative Julia said, to contact her, to contact your city councilor. This should not be happening. This is within our legal right to do, and it should not lead to evictions.
One of their favorite sayings is, if you don't like it, move. I've been told that a couple of times already. I mean, I had a gentleman that lived diagonally from where I live, moved his trailer. It cost him $15,000 to move it. Who in this room can afford a $15,000 moval?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes. Scott, while she's coming up. Scott, go ahead.
One thing, there may be folks in the trail where you live that don't get the news about the moratorium. You ought to spread that around, because if you pay that increase inadvertently, I don't think you're going to get your money back. So let them know.
They will be informed.
So I have a question of a form of retaliation. What's going to happen if they start adding on just little bitty fees to make up for that $100? How are we protected then?
You can call me if that starts happening. Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Just call me if that starts happening.
Because like, I know last year they said they raised it because they fixed the roads. They didn't fix the roads.
Yeah.
My car has damage on the bottom of it where it scrapes over these bumps that we go over every year. I work overnights at a nursing home, and there's times that I can't even get into the trailer park because it's not plowed. But yet we're paying for a maintenance fee? What maintenance? What do we get for all these raises? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
All right. You certainly can.
I'm just going to request that we let them take a vote on this, and then after, if you have concerns, I'm happy to talk to you about it. After last week's meeting, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about setting up an email address. You can email me directly about park issues. But let's hear the actual vote go through before we worry about anything else. Okay? Let's do it. I'm Kathy Julia. I'm your state rep if you don't know that. Okay? All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. With that, Patty, can I please get a roll call?
Counselor Gilly?
Yes.
Counselor DeBrito?
Yes.
Counselor Green?
Yes.
Counselor Krigbaum?
Yes.
Counselor Beal?
Yes.
Counselor Harard?
Yes.
Vote is 6 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right. Okay. Now,
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. Thank you. You're very welcome. You as well. Thank you. All right, we're going to give that just a minute.
But he's not going to be able to represent. Right.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Why didn't they offer?
It's expensive.
Well, yeah, this year.
Although,
Each lot because this is only for rent.
All right, thank you very much. Let that to die down a little bit. All right, we're going to move on to new business, Resolution 176, 2025.
Authorize the issuance of a liquor license to Felipe Diaz doing business as Tequila Mexican Restaurant.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. Is Mr. Diaz here? Hi, sir. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Felipe Cruz. I live in Livingston. I just need a liquor license and food license for the new business.
Okay. And this is, you're opening up the old Cancun spot, correct?
No.
No, which, no, this is the one in the...
Auburn.
Yes,
Elm
thank you.
Plaza.
Yep.
All right, great. All right, welcome. Well, thank you
you.
for bringing your business here. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Any questions from the council? Okay, seeing none, can I get a roll call?
We don't need a roll
Oh,
call.
I'm sorry, all those in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. I had a rash of them.
I know, I
It's
know.
so fun, like whatever. Let's do roll calls. All right, thank you. Moving on to Resolution 177, 2025.
Authorize the issuance of a vitrula's license to Felipe Diaz doing business as Tequila Mexican Restaurant.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, all those in favor? Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Diaz, I do read Facebook a lot, right? And everybody, like, if I've not seen this question once, I've seen it probably 50 times. When are you guys opening?
I don't want to set any day, but it's gonna be like probably Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
So it's coming up.
It
There's a light
depends.
at the end of the tunnel because
Yeah.
I know it was supposed to be like in
As soon as-
June, and like we've had some little delays.
If we get
which-
the liquor license.
Sure. Okay.
Tomorrow or after tomorrow, I gotta order the liquor.
Sure.
And then prepare the food.
Yeah.
And training the staff. And
I know that was an issue. I would have brought my own. We would have opened yesterday. I mean, holy smokes,
Yeah.
like,
That's why
I had nothing to do.
I don't exactly the date. I don't wanna say.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But it's gonna be
We'll just
soon.
say soon.
Soon,
Okay,
next week.
we're good. We're not have to wait more months, like, 'cause, so awesome. Well, thank you very much again. We appreciate you bringing the
thank
business
you,
here.
everybody.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
Gracias.
All right. All right, moving on to Resolution 178, 2025.
Approve bid award for Automotive Garage Tools LLC for the purchase of mobile column lifts.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right. Any comments, concerns from the council? Okay. Is this you, Matt? No. Yeah, okay. All right. Very good. All those in favor? Okay. And moving on to Resolution 179, 2025.
Approve bid award to O'Connor GMC Chevrolet for the purchase of a one-ton dump truck.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns from the council? Yes, Council Kriegbaum.
Is this so is this for the city, I assume? Is this for us? Okay, okay.
Certainly not for me.
Assuming, okay. Is it going to be replacing a pre-existing one, or is this just a new one to supplement our current fleet?
It's going to replace one, but we're not trading in the one it's replacing.
Okay.
Yeah. The frame is gone on it, but I think there are applications that we can still use it, perhaps out at Quarry Road, just to push things back here and there, off-road.
Okay, perfect. That's all I had. I was just wondering if this is a brand new one or if we were replacing, so thank you.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Okay. And moving on to Resolution 180, 2025.
Approve the amended TIF policy and the fee agreement.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay. Yes.
So
no,
you
if you
have in front of you the old policy and a draft of a new policy. Allison, the assessor, did a lot of work crafting this, taking our ordinance and then looking at other ordinances that other cities have in the state, and just has a more defined application process that kind of became apparent during the last TIF round we had, where we didn't have the committee anymore. There was some, they had, the developers had meetings with some staff and then with management, and then, of course, we've had a change in management, and I came in and had to kind of ask the same questions over. So this has a more defined time frame. It has an application process. City staff will review it and make recommendation to the council. But it still puts the burden for making the case of why the developer needs the TIF and credit enhancement agreement in order to make the project go. So and it has been reviewed by city attorney, and so it has all the changes to it as he recommended. And so That's all I have to say about the policy.
Okay. I guess the only thing that isn't clear, and we had this, I think this issue came up during the last review, right? So as I read this, and it's, like a case-by-case basis, be evaluated on a case-by-case basis by city staff and the council after holding a public hearing. But it doesn't say, doesn't spell out what that city staff is, because, oh, well, I looked at it, I heard, like the city, our finance director hadn't looked at it. The assessor had, we got a new assessor. She hadn't seen it. Just, Paul had done it. So I guess I don't know if that's not clear enough as to, this is short of saying that we need a committee just to all in one group at one time to just discuss it versus going from one person, well, I think they should probably take a look at it. Well, they should probably take a look at it. Well, they should probably take a look at it versus just simply outlining who is taking a look at it from the get-go.
We do. We mentioned that the city staff offices are administration, assessing, codes, community development, finance, and planning. So that's pretty much the core that I used when I came to meet with staff and talk with the consultant for the developer of what we needed to see. So
Okay.
it's just kind of following that process, but we now have it in writing.
Okay. Councilor Green?
I thought it was a very well-written and clear document to clarify what the roles are of city staff, because that had been, a problem with having meetings and 2 people but not 3, et cetera. So I guess I do disagree with the mayor.
No, I didn't see it spelled out clearly.
Well, it seems to go through, a process and a timeline. And the finance director shall, the city assessor then takes a look at it. I do think we've heard from developers that they're reluctant to come and present a public hearing. Present their idea before a public hearing, but it looks like this process is going to really require the developer to have a very good sense of what they want to do before they come to us and ask for a TIF, and I like that. And I thought that that the rationale for why the city should agree to a TIF was also much clearer than it's been before. So I think the idea of the committee was good at the time that we had it, and so I have mixed feelings about doing away with the committee, but I do have confidence in this process being very clear for developers, and that's ultimately what we want. We want to make it easy and clear and no surprises, right? So that's my comment. I do have one question about number 11, though. To clarify, it says the applicant will present the final TIF application to the Office of Administration. And I wondered, and then in the next item, it says the city manager's office will notify the mayor, et cetera. Office of Administration being the city manager's office?
Yes.
Okay, could we just change that so it's crystal clear?
Yep.
Thank you.
Councilor Crubon?
Just for those in the audience who might not know, a TIF is tax increment financing. It is a way for the city to incentivize building in certain locations by giving a tax offset, if you want to call it that, for a certain amount of years prior to them having to pay full taxes to us. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but basically it's just a way for us to incentivize building in certain locations via taxes.
With the idea that when your value goes up for the city, your aid to education and your revenue sharing, revenue that we get from the state and the county tax, those will also go up as your valuation increases. The TIF protects that from the state so that you're not penalized by getting more value. So you protect it under the TIF district and not lose your that valuation won't count towards your aid to education and revenue sharing. So that it's both.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
So do we need a formal amendment to make that change to number 11?
Oh, sure, yes.
I'll move that we change Office of Administration in number 11 to City Manager's Office.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay.
So move it as
Moves
amended.
amended.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All right. And with that, can I get all those in favor? All right, wonderful. All right, moving on to Resolution 181, 2025.
Authorizing the acting city manager to sign the secondary manufacturer's opioid settlement participation.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Any comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? All right, thank you very much. Moving on to our discussion item for the evening, which is the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. I know a couple of meetings ago we had spoken, we had some discussion about this, and we were going to do some research. This is kind of what came out of that research. So now that we have a document, kind of outlining what that committee would look like. So now it is here for you, the council, to take a look at and discuss. So with that, I will open it up to you. Councilor Green.
So yeah, I'm happy to see this charge come forward, and I think it really does hit the marks that I was looking for, which are finding ways to coordinate with the partners we have on recreation in the city, with the support of residents, and also providing a way for people to bring forward any gaps that we might be seeing. For instance, this summer, when Paula Raymond drew our attention to the need for a summer program, we then worked with the AYCC to make that happen. I think it's really important because we don't operate our own recreation programs to have a robust conversation with our partners and make sure that we are spending our resources in the most effective way. So thank you for putting this together. I would just suggest a couple of additional things here. I think that the committee should report, it says the committee shall report its findings and make recommendations to the council when deemed necessary. To me, that's not very clear, and I would want to hear from the committee at least once a year. Other councilors may have ideas about that. And then I don't think we should set a definite sunset date, I think we should review the committee, the need for the committee in 2 years from now, December 2027, and then the council can decide, is this committee effective, and should we continue? And, sunsetting's an option, but I don't think it should be automatic. So those are my two comments. Actually, I have a third, and that is the language in item 1, assist the Alphon Youth Community Center and Friends of Quarry Road. And in those last 2 bullets, I would propose the language work with. Really, this committee should be serving the city in making the best decisions about how we allocate our resources for recreation. Again, stressing the wonderful partners that we do have, particularly AYCC and Quarry Road. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'd like to voice my support for the changes that you suggested. I think that's good. I would also like to see the proposed time that we hear back from the committee to be twice a year. I'd like to see a summer and winter kind of focus on the recreation committee as a whole. And I do want to specifically call out that the point 3, talking about potential grants and alternate funding solutions, I'm very glad to see this is included. I think that's going to be a major facet and part of the committee, and I hope to see that we can find some.
Well, we have room for 1 city councilor on the committee, so, yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Councilor Green and Councilor Krigbaum. We're proud of this. Sarah Cross did a great job helping craft it. We've been considering doing it for a while, and I think that our meeting with you folks in July really kind of brought it together. I'm very comfortable with it. I will say that we're very proud of the relationships that we do have, like I think you recognize, but we can do better. So, it does include, just for members of the public and watching, it's a 7-member committee, 1 city councilor, a representative or representatives from the Alphon Center, one from Friends of Quarry Road, Waterville Public Schools, 2 citizens at large, and myself. So I think it's a varied group, diverse group. We will be reporting more frequently, I anticipate. It's just hard to, I didn't want to pin ourselves down and say we're going to do it quarterly or monthly. It'll be at least twice a year, I would expect, at least. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And, when you say we could do it better, I want to make sure, this is not a knock on the collaboration that we have with the partner. Now, I think this is just a recognition of the fact that people's needs, recreational needs change, and what they want to see, what their focuses are, and just helping us identify what those are and help to try to get those in place for, the residents of Waterville. So,
Right, it's evolving, for sure.
Correct,
Didn't take it that way, but I just wanted people to
absolutely.
understand, we've got great relationships with a lot of different groups.
No, I agree. Jennifer, yes.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hi.
And members of the City Council. I'm Jennifer Kerstead. I'm the Executive Director of Friends of Quarry Road. And Rebecca shared this with me this afternoon, so I'm really glad to have a chance to take a look at this draft. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm coming at this with the opinion that our public parks across the city are generally underutilized, especially by Waterville youth who don't have the resources to invest in the equipment or even the transportation needed to get to the parks. Even though we're a relatively small city, I'm astonished that some parks have probably never been visited. And I live in a neighborhood with a number of young children whose park was the city sidewalk this summer. And that the newly paved city sidewalk, I might say, it's being taken full advantage of. But, I am so keenly aware of all the other resources out there. So I'm 100% behind this. Just a couple suggestions. Could we add a member from the Friends of Green Street Park? to this group and/or someone from the South End Neighborhood Association to represent that recreational asset. And the other one is that of the two citizens at large, could one of them be appointed by the youth council members?
Okay.
So I think that was it. There's enough going on, and yes, we can do a better job. And I'm hoping we coordinate our resources better. They're very important for mental, physical health, and all kinds of other reasons too. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Any discussion? Yes.
Yeah, I just, thank you for those suggestions, Jennifer. It's really, I mean, this is why it's good to have this discussion, right? Great idea to appoint a youth member. I love that. I also think if we're going to have designated members in different parts of the city, then we really should have someone from the north end of the city that is not as well organized perhaps as the south end, but has needs as well that should be represented. So I don't know if that means making the committee a bit bigger or how we address that. But I guess I would caution, and maybe it's up to the discretion of the mayor in appointing members, but not to over-determine the membership too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that we want to avoid is the infamous parking committee. That was, just, it was huge, and it was very difficult to get folks to the meetings, and then they came after. It was messy. But yeah, I mean, right now we're at 7 members. But I see, as soon as we say to one, then there's adding in another one, and then another one. And I don't know where that cutoff is, or what that looks like, but. Yeah, Councilor Harad.
I mean, I think maybe too, when we're considering the 2 community members, that could come into play when choosing those 2 folks, right? Like we could, determine it that way as opposed to making this too large of a committee, I think.
Yeah, and I think there might be a way to add the language that of the constituencies we want represented, right? A range of ages and neighborhoods, and I agree with the mayor that we don't want the committee to get too big, because this 7 seems like a good size, so.
Like when we write, and not to discredit anyone, but like a representative from the public schools, who do we think that's going to, like, in your minds, who is that person, do we think? Who would be a representative of the schools?
Oh. The athletic director.
Huh?
The athletic director.
Heidi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All of our outdoor recreational facilities that they, our courts, our fields, they utilize them heavily.
Okay.
Soccer, softball, baseball, tennis. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, should be receptive. Yes.
I'd kind of recommend that you keep it at 7 for now, just because we got to make sure we got 7. We might not be able to get, but there's no reason why other people can't attend and voice their opinions. That strengthens it. But if you focus on 7, it makes your job more manageable as far as picking the attendees or the participants. And that raises the next question. How are you going to go about that? You accepting volunteers? You don't have to answer that.
For what?
for the participation on this?
Well, I mean, I think once this becomes a committee, I think it will open up, like all the other committees, boards and committees, there'll be a process that will follow the same process, and interviews that will take place in January, or whenever we get this set up, we'll follow that same process to be fair and equitable. So, yeah. Okay, wonderful. All right, well, there's no votes on this, so I'm assuming we took the notes now, and we'll draft this, and we'll put this together, and I guess this will come back, for a vote, probably in 2 weeks, I would imagine. So, all right. Thank you very much. Great discussion. All right, now we are going to move into executive session. We have 2 items on our agenda this evening. We have abatement number number 01-2025, 1 MRS 4056F, and then labor negotiations, 1 MRS 4056D. Typically, this is the part of the meeting where we say we're not going to come back. However, based on this, we do have a resolution afterwards that we might come back and vote on. So with that, I will just pause this at this point, and we will be back with you as soon as we can.
So was there a motion?
Oh, yeah, motion to go in, yeah, sorry.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Second, pursuant to those
Correct, yes.
statutory requirements.
Yes, thank you.
And the vote is 6-0. Everyone in favor? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're all set?
Are back. Can I get a motion to come out of executive session,
Motion to
please?
come out of executive session.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Thank you very much. Moving on to Resolution 182, 2025, approved property abatement number 01, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Any discussion?
I'm in charge now.
Whatever. I forgot you.
Patty
I
gave
apologize.
me the list.
Did I? Am I good?
So I think it's resolution, so it's just a hand count. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
All those in
not
favor?
Okay.
6-0. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you very much.